Hello everyone! Welcome back for more Let's Play Spiritfarer. Joining me, JKLantern.
Curse you, McDuck!
I mean, I know it's raining and all, but... And StarPrincessHLC.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs!
So let's see, the thing we can actually do right now is just wait on Alice to, need to be checked on. That's where we are.
Okay. We have a lovely lavender hat.
Because if you remember, we had to move Alice's house because she was having trouble getting around.
Yep.
I actually had a conversation with my parents about that, the other day, basically talking about how, man, I'm trying to remember how it came up, but basically, they're on the first floor so that they don't have to worry about going up and downstairs, pretty much, because, they ain't getting any younger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if these were... I don't know if the trees were fully grown when we left off, but they are starting to grow and produce fruit now, so...
I had an idea for a Battletech short story, which I named Tilting at Windmills. I should write that sometime. Engage botany.
Yep. But we have the orchards going, we have that going...
Right, there was the Korean fried chicken that we somehow made in the oven.
Yeah, amazing method, isn't it?
There's actually a Korean fried chicken restaurant near me, which I think is called Korean Fried Chicken. I was out running errands with one of my family members last week, I want to say it was, and we passed by, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. Have to remember that that's there. Ain't exactly convenient, but...
Also, we have to grow more rice here.
I wonder if we can grow poor man's rice.
Oh god, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
What about the glorified rice?
At least that actually involved rice. I genuinely don't understand how poor man's rice would be any cheaper than actual rice.
I don't think it was so much cheaper as it was you just had the materials more readily available. At least that's my guess.
Like I think Dylan Hollis and I had the same thought, because I remember thinking this, and I'm pretty sure I remember him saying it. I thought rice was the poor man's food. But
yeah.
Then again, when I was taking World Food and Cultures like 5 years ago, or however long it was, I remember we were talking about Indonesia a little bit, and I don't remember much about Indonesian cuisine, but I remember I remember the book talking about how, like, oh, Indonesia is a land beset by poverty. The people there enjoy rice if they can afford it. And I was like, but rice is like the cheapest thing ever. What are they eating if they can't get rice? I'm terrified to know the answer to that question.
Well, clearly they're making poor man's rice into risotto.
You can't make poor man's rice into risotto. It is physically impossible.
I bet the oven in this game can.
Seal.
Yes, boy.
Speaking of that, where the hell did I put the kitchen? When I had to reorganize everything.
You get no kitchen. You are banned, sir. I've actually been seeing a lot of Pokemon threads come up on Reddit about, like, the most forgotten Pokemon. And for some reason, like, the one I keep seeing show up on those lists is Seal, and I'm like, I remember Seal. I love Seal. Seal's great.
Seal may be great, but Seal is also forgotten by most people.
And yet somehow Dunsparce lives on.
Yep, well, they made a new Dunsparce.
Dunsparce is kind of a meme. I never entirely understood why, aside from the fact that it's a goofy-ass looking thing.
And you could say the same thing of Mudkips, but at least that can be excused if it's a starter.
Mudkip's also, for a while, Mudkip was, like, one of the high-tier starters. Like, it was really good if you knew what you were doing with it.
Stick with the lizard that can turn into a Durgan.
Yeah. It's funny, Mudkip is by far my least favorite of the Gen 3 starters.
Yeah, I know you want food.
You don't get food.
Look, I want a lot of things.
Would any of those be a kitchen that makes sense?
A kitchen that makes sense. I'd like people to stop stealing my claim on my gold mine. I'd like that cowboy to not steal my steak, and nobody watching this video is gonna have any idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I got to send Steaky Jr. to college. You see, folks, I am a thespian.
There's a very easy joke to make there, and I'm not going to make it.
I may have been thinking the same thing.
Oh hell, I'll make it. We respect all lifestyles here.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I have to play a crazy cowboy, gold miner person.
He's playing Old Man Jenkins.
Kinda, yeah, which is hilarious given that I'm like the second or third youngest person in the cast. Okay, so you're sticking rice in.
Actually, I haven't stuck anything in. Let's just stick a lobster in there by itself. I don't think we've done that yet.
I do like me my lobster.
Give me my lobster roll. My lobster roll.
Keep in mind, lobster all by its little lonesome.
I'm about to be very angry, aren't I?
I don't know.
We get lobster corn dogs.
You know, there used to be a place by me that did, actually a couple places by me that did a variety of different hot dogs and things. The one that I did not like as much had a duck hot dog, which was among the worst things I've ever eaten that was still edible.
Oh, what do you know? Right on foodnetwork.com. Lobster corn dog recipe.
God! Damn it! Why? What the hell do you actually do? Hang on, let me read this. Okay, lobster corn dogs. Courtesy of Graham Elliott, who I don't remember. For the lobster corn dogs, in a large stock pot, bring salted water to boil about 1 quart, enough to cover lobster tails. Skewer the lobster tails to keep them from curling when you put them into the boiling water. Drop the lobster tails in the boiling water, cook for 4 minutes. Remove the tails from the water and immediately drop into ice water. Once chilled, after about 5 minutes, remove from the water, take out the skewers, remove the meat from the shells, and set aside. Combine the cornmeal, flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, baking powder, baking soda, and cayenne in a medium bowl. In a separate bowl, buttermilk, cream corn, onions, honey. Add the wet to the dry, mix with a whisk. There will be lumps when done. Pour the batter in a container. Preheat the oil, 365. Put a skewer into each tail and dip into the batter. Then why did you take the skewer back out? Okay, fine. Make sure to coat evenly. Carefully drop into the fryer and cook for 4 to 5 minutes. This just seems extremely unnecessary to me.
So you're saying you could do it better?
I'm not saying I could do it better. I'm saying, like, why would you do this?
But did you see what we got with the lobster?
I did not. I was busy being angry. What did we get?
Lobster germinal.
Hang on a sec. To Google. Lobster germinal. What is... Okay, that's a thing. Spiritfarer is the first thing to come up with that. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise we're just getting lobster thermidor.
Wait a minute. Did we get caviar out of the oven?
No. Not specifically.
Did we get lobster eggs out of the oven?
No, not really.
It looks like it was just a straight up, boiled and cooked lobster.
Yep. But now I'm putting in rice and shrimp.
Are we gonna get shrimp fried rice?
We will see.
I could see this being a couple of Cajun dishes.
Even though it did that to me and I'm not happy about it. Let's put that back in.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything for what the hell lobster germinal is anywhere, but it references another dish.
Yeah, easier to make than lobster thermidor, and just as tasty.
Okay, if it's making something like that, then I call shenanigans. Okay, yeah, it's lobster thermidor is a classic French lobster preparation, upscale. Yeah, no, we shouldn't be able to do that in an oven with just lobster. Aluminium.
Aluminum. You lost your horny lion.
We need a horny duck for Carl.
Psyduck?
Mwah.
Especially when paired up with a slow bro.
Slow bro. I remember the episode of Pokemon where Misty thought that her Psyduck had evolved, and it turned out that it was just some random horny gold duck. And like, I remember watching that episode and being like, that gold duck is a badass. And you just, did you leave some food in the oven and go to sleep?
That was going to take a very long time.
Oh, okay.
You know, shrimp are just so tricky.
See, it's almost done, but not quite.
Wow, what the hell kind of...
I was gonna say, it doesn't take long to cook either thing by themselves.
Well,
Yeah.
so old legs won't carry. Sure, we can help you with the get to the prow.
Let's help the little lady cross the street.
We are mostly just waiting on
On the shrimp.
well, we're waiting on Alice actually.
Well,
Being
you
able
know,
to wait on food is a completely different thing.
Yeah, well, you know, little old ladies take their time.
Yep.
And then they'll chastise you, being like, what took you so long?
And with shrimp and grain, we get Southern Boil.
Southern boil.
Yep.
In an oven.
Yep.
Boil.
Uh-huh.
With dry rice and just basic ass shrimp.
Yep.
Sinking the boat. I'm taking a saw and I am cutting a hole in the goddamn boat.
Oh, I thought you just tried to cut around the oven so it just falls down.
That might be where I'm cutting a hole in the boat.
Yes.
Fish and carrots. Let's put that in there. We got to wait until evening for Alice to do the next part of her quest here. So I figure driving Lantern crazy with the recipes is a good way to spend time as any other. I can feel you glaring.
Somehow we're gonna open up that oven and we're going to have fish and poi, even though poi was not a thing we stuck in there.
I was just assuming fish cakes.
I may have the lyrics to Fish and Poi pulled up. I can't remember if this came up in the Final Fantasy IX streams, but because of an LP of FF9 that I enjoy, talking about the Hawaiian influences on that game, I wound up learning the song Fish and Poi. Fast forward to when I was taking World Food and Culture and we're watching a video on various random-ass, relatively obscure American cuisine traditions, and like one of those that we looked at was Hawaiian briefly, and so we're watching this video, and suddenly, like, it cuts to a scene of like a bunch of kids singing the Fish and Poi song, and I start singing along to it, and everybody in the class, including the professor who had known me for years at that point, just turn and look and are like, why are you like this? I'm like, what? The Fish and Poi song. Are you from Hawaii? No. Then why do you know that? I am a man of culture. What can I say? I may have to share that song in the server now. Hang on.
I can't say it's one I know.
It's a very Hawaiian thing.
I mean, I barely know some of the songs from Lilo and Stitch, so it's just...
Pretty much like this Hawaiian group was on tour, and like... So you have to understand that Hawaii has some very unique foods because they're not the mainland. It's hard to find most Hawaiian foods in the lower 48. So this group of Hawaiian musicians were touring, and they got really homesick for the food. And while basically they wrote a song that was just like, this is all the food we wish we could have right now.
Accurate.
Basically. And sadly, Alice isn't in much state to actually start this whole thing. So other people do have to fill in.
Yep. It's good that everybody's helping each other out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those carrots and fish are taking a while.
Yep.
That makes me deeply suspicious. Boy.
Still going.
Yep.
I remember there was one bit in Radio Chaos, the album Roger Waters wishes everybody would forget, but I remember there was some big chunk of that where, like, a radio host who was played by Jim Ladd, who was an actual DJ, famous one too, talking to somebody about soul for some weird-ass reason. I'm weirdly fond of that record. At which point Roger Waters jumps in and is like, "You're the only one, you bastard!"
Shiny ring.
Nom nom. 5 gold rings.
Ba-dum, bum, bum.
God, the Muppet version of that song. Oh, while I was visiting my family recently, I learned my niece is friggin' terrified of the Muppets.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
How old is your niece?
10. Or she's about to be 10 anyway.
Well, hopefully she grows out of it.
Yeah, they freak her out. Because, like, while we were there, we were like, let's watch the Muppet Christmas Carol. And she's like, no, 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 no. They have soulless eyes, no. And it's like, there. Okay, I guess we're not gonna watch that.
Okay, next time we're putting on Fraggle Rock.
My sister would love to watch Fraggle Rock. While I was there, we watched the first 2 Home Alones, some DuckTales, and an awful lot of Bluey. Didn't pay much attention to Bluey. What I paid attention to, I was like, I like the dad.
Yeah, I used to watch Fraggle Rock a lot.
I know we watched it for like the span of time where we had that channel, and I know my sister was a huge fan, and I know I enjoyed it. I remember 0 details.
Pretty sure the dog from that was the dog that was in the Haunted Mansion special for the Muppets.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It would not surprise me.
Wait, Star actually got to watch the Haunted Mansion Muppets while she was visiting me a few months back.
Yep.
Star, what was your opinion on that?
I quite enjoyed it.
And yes, I am mostly just aimlessly sailing around from chest to chest there.
I'm sailing
And
away.
fish and carrots gets us bouillabaisse.
I don't think that's how that works.
It works here. But on that note, it's time to take a break. When we come back, we will probably terrify Lantern some more, and hopefully figure out what's going on with Alice. So until then, take care, everyone.
Later.
Ian.